Johnny, really was really looking forward to this fight. Look, at the moment, is it on? Is it off? How do you feel about it? Reading that what we've got so far about the so-called tests.
Well, I, like everyone, was looking forward to this fight this weekend. I, like everyone, is disappointed we're at that stage with this fight as well, of it not happening. First of all, remember, you guys asked me. I'm not somebody from Sky jumping on the bandwagon saying ban this fight because it's his own fight, Matchroom fight. I'm an ex-fighter. So you asked me my opinion. My opinion is this. What is the point in having a drug test if you're going to ignore the results? Number one. Number two, again, the worst case scenario, boxing is the only place you can legally get killed. People are paying to watch this fight. It's one man hitting another. And especially in this situation where guys come down in weight, it's father saying, don't do it. He's saying he can do it. A fight's come up in weight. You've seen a drug that will help mask other drugs. That's what that drug does also as well. So the question is, one, how do you get this system? These are conversations that can be had after Saturday. Two, the Boxing Board of Control cannot U-turn because it will undermine them. It will undermine the whole fundamental system of any jurisdiction they have on boxing. They will set precedent for it happening again and again and again. They can't. So what will the businessmen do on this side? Will they try and do it via, I don't know, a Luxembourg license, another kind of licensing committee to make the fight go on? Now, this is business. This is the business side of it. But the worst case scenario, and you're not saying it will happen, you're saying it can happen. It's somebody's life at stake. And therefore, say for instance, and this is really bad. Say for instance, Conor really hurts Chris.
Yeah.
Does he then legally get it done for assault? Mm-hmm. If he killed him, he'd get done for murder. But there's a case, there's an argument there, because he's taken a drug that you're not supposed to. No, a drug has been found in his system, sorry.
If he gets
I love both fighters. Both these guys are good guys. I love both fighters. But there's something not right there. It's in your system. How's it got there?
But Johnny, does this set the wrong message as well to other boxers? If he gets away with it, then other boxers will try different drugs, won't they, to put on muscle? And you don't accidentally take that drug, do you?
Exactly. We've seen it in cycling. We've seen it in various sports. And the more dough you have, the more science that you have, scientists you have behind you, they'll help you. You say for this, say for that, say it was in nightmares, say it was something you bought off the shelf of a chemist, whatever, to cover your back. This is taking the honour away from a gladiatorial sport, and get this sorted out before the fight goes ahead. Keep the respect of the sport, because a businessman will come in today and he'll be gone tomorrow. Boxing has been going on from day dot, and will want to carry on from day dot. Do not let the business side of it, the financial side of it, possibly ruin the future of British boxing.
Johnny, you've touched on it. This for me is far, far bigger than Saturday's fight. Because if this fight goes ahead, what kind of message does it send, not just to boxing fans, but sports fans, to the public all about the country? What kind of message would it send if somebody fails, albeit a voluntary drugs test, and the fight still goes ahead?
What you're trying to at the moment, what's happening is people are trying to baffle you with science and gobbledygook. Oh, it's this, it's that. The fights are going to go on Sunday afterwards. They just want the show to go on and suffer the consequences in the fallout afterwards. And they're baffling you with foolishness. Get on with the job. Say, right, this has happened. You failed a drug test. Fights off. Pick up the pieces. Deal with it afterwards. Yes, there'll be a cloud over you trying to explain why this happened. But the message it sends across the board for every fighter, every young man that was like me that started boxing, and anybody else that's coming through that wants to get a career out of boxing and be a world champion, that's gone. Zilch. Finito. It puts us back 50 years. And so this is about caring for our sport, fighters caring for themselves, and fundamentally taking care of somebody's life. Johnny, because that's what the Boxing Board of Control are there for.
Johnny, you mentioned businessman. Let's hear what Eddie says, right? This is a Matchroom statement. He says, we have been made aware that a random anti-doping test for Conor, conducted by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, returned an adverse analytical finding for trace amounts of a fertility drug. Then he goes on to say, Mr. Benn has since passed a doping control test conducted by the UK Anti-Doping Agency, the anti-doping authority to which the British Board of Boxing Control has delegated its doping control testing for the bout. Mr. Benn has passed all doping control tests conducted by UKAD. Both fighters have taken medical legal advice, are aware of the relevant information, and wish to fight. So, don't get me wrong, Eddie's put this on, Matchroom, but he's saying here that the British Board of Boxing Control has delegated its doping control testing for the bout, and he's passed all the control tests.
Alan, I saw last night there was things flying about out of Eddie's own mouth that he was a massive supporter of VADA because if you failed, you failed. If you passed, you passed.
Yeah.
You can't just change the rules to suit. If you've brought them on board and you're going to respect their findings, respect their findings. Don't say, okay, we don't like what you've said, so we'll listen to what you said.
Well, where does the British Boxing Board of Control there? Are they changing their mind now?
They can't change their mind. They've made a decision on their findings. If they're talked into changing their mind, they will look like a bunch of clowns. They will look like a complete and utter bunch of clowns. If they do a U-turn, the Prime Minister just did it last week. If they do a U-turn, they will look like a bunch of clowns. They cannot afford to do it. They've got to stay strong. Now, if Eddie decides to go another way and do it through another governing board, that at least the boxing board said, you know what, we still got our integrity. This is what we said we're going to do, and this is what we're doing.
Johnny, where does this leave Conor Benn's reputation right now?
And that's a hard thing because it begs belief because Conor, the kind of kid he is, it's hard because it's like you're throwing a kid on the bus. The thing is this has been found in his system. Somebody tell me how he got in his system. Mm-hmm. Is it a pill? Is it a drink? Is it an injection? You don't fall on a needle. Mm-hmm. So how is this put inside your system? And why is it in your system?
Do you think he's struggling to make the weight? Is that why? To put the weight on?
To put the weight on? Listen, I don't know. We can always speculate, but then speculation becomes spreads like wildfire. Conor is the one that's got to explain why this is in his system. Not you or I, no guessing. He knows it's in his system and he knows what was taken to get it there. So he needs to explain why it was there. That will help sink or make him swim in regards to getting out of this.
What's your gut feeling, Johnny, just to finish with, will this go ahead or not?
My gut feeling is it goes ahead under another governing body.
Wow.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.